What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we're going to talk about some news that's been coming down the pipe here today. Over at Sabertron.com, I saw this information early this morning, but man, I had like a very hectic schedule, so I really didn't have time to make a video literally until I got off of work today. Ain't that crazy? But I think some of this we've probably heard about. Now, Hasbro still has a multi-year contract with the NFL. Will they use it? Don't know. I mean, basically, we haven't really seen anything coming out, but they're saying that there's a 49ers collab that will go to clearance pretty fast. Don't know what that is. The last one we had, we'll show a picture, that was I think it was Calvin Johnson or something like that, which was a purple repaint of Drilling 30 Megatron with a football and swell. We're also going to talk about this Selects G2 Dinobot Leader 2-pack with Slag and Snarl, and then there's Horribull and a TFA Nemesis Prime that are going to be in a multi-pack here, presumably for Target. So we'll talk about all that. First things first, let's talk about this thing here. So this was something that came out with, I think it was Calvin Johnson. I can't remember his name, Calvin Harris, something like that. And I know somebody's going to say, yes, I don't really care. Anyway, this was the, last thing they did was some type of NFL thing. And that was, oh my goodness, like over at least a decade ago. So I'm not sure what we're supposed to get that's just an automatically go on clearance. Digging currently how Hasbro is looking, I don't think they're going to do a whole lot. Next is we're going to talk about this Selects G2 Dinobot set, which is a Leader 2-pack with Slag and Snarl. So they said Leader 2-packs. It's kind of going to be expensive. Now they're saying G2 Dinobot, so I don't know which G2 they're going. But the only G2 Dinobots for the Slag and Snarl are going to be the green and red one that I remember. And then for Snarl, it's going to be this all red deco, which, I mean, that could be pretty cool and everything like that. But, I really don't care for the recolors of the Dinobots that much. I don't have any of them, as a matter of fact. Because I only want the original coloration or color or deco that we got in G1. After that, I don't really care for them. But if you're interested in getting G2 Dinobots because you're a G2 collector, well, this is your chance to get them. So yeah, it looks like we're going to get a red and green type thing going on here. Next, of course, we are looking at Horribull. Now, this is the G1 version, which is also in Transformers, which is one of the Headmaster Juniors in Master Force. I forgot what his name is in Master Force, but he does have a different name in Master Force, but it's the exact same figure. So with that being said, we are going to get this in another 4-pack with possibly a repaint of the animated Optimus Prime into transform into a Nemesis Prime, which that would be cool. And these are some of the heads that actually were made for Horribull in the US. I think this is the Titans Return version, and then this is the Legends version. Now note the Legends version has the different head sculpt, so that's more of the Japanese, Transformers Master Force. Now next we're going to talk about Nemesis Prime and Transformers Animated. Now, as you know, there was never an animated Nemesis Prime. However, we did get like a dark guard version, kind of like what they did with Transformers Prime, Optimus, probably more like they did with the JAFCON G1 Optimus Prime, where it's a black repaint, but it was still an Autobot. So this is the closest we've gotten to that type of deco, where technically the teal, green, and black deco was not always a Nemesis thing, okay? But anyway, that's another story for another day. These pothole loads I got to go through one day so I can do some explanations. But basically, we're probably going to get a deco similar to this, maybe with a little bit more purple, and he'll have a Decepticon symbol. Now, when Target does these 4-packs, I kind of like what they do. I think I'm only missing the one with the gold bug in it because I didn't like the rest of them. But when they did the first one with the Worlds Collide, where they did that Nemesis Optimus Prime, which there had never been one, that was awesome. And by the way, for Vector Prime, guess what? Even though he's part of 13 Primes, this is what we're going to get. We're not going to get a new version, so that's probably the bad news. So hey, that's it for that. And then the last one we're going to talk about is Micronus, which is indeed supposed to be inspired by Robots in Disguise, basically the RID 2015 version. Welcome, bring it, whatever. I'm always down for 13 Primes. I always am down for other stuff. I mean, I don't think they've done a whole lot of justice for a lot of the other universes. I think one of the best out of it is probably going to be Animated and then Armada. are the two that I like. What they did for Transformers Prime, they can leave Prime alone. I don't ever want to see them do Transformers Prime anything again, because they don't look anything like the Prime versions, and I'm not with that. You know, I don't need a G1ify characters that came from Prime. I love Prime. I have a lot of Transformers Prime. I'm not going to review it, so it's, you know, but I have it, and I don't need anybody to tell me I'm a G1 collector. I've been collecting for 25 years, and I collect all the Transformer lines. So pretty much, you ain't gonna tell me shit. Seriously, you're not. Last news is someone said that Haslab is coming and that they might do Gigatron. Now I'm going to talk about that because to me, Gigatron is not a complicated figure to redo in a Haslab version. That is, I own this toy probably 3 times, and I can assure you, it is not a that's not it at all. And I find it kind of ironic that someone would mention that, because if they do a Haslab for Gigatron, I might just be like, nah, I don't even see the sense. I don't see that happening. Like, I just don't see that happening. But I mean, to each his own. If that's what you want, go for it. This might be actually the first one I turned down. I mean, unless you're gonna make him large enough to fit up against Omega Prime, you know, or Super Godfire Convoy, bet. But to Haslab something that really is not that complicated of a figure, unless they're gonna really go in and re-engineer it so it doesn't look like it's the same mold just flipped upside down or turned sideways, I might be interested, but I doubt it, because that's basically what the toy is, and that's basically how you looked in the cartoon. But that's all we got for now. So they're saying it's going to be a Haslab in the spring. We'll see what happens from there, but we still need to make sure we get our current Haslab figures of Omega Prime with that Cerebro. So that's all I got for you right now. That's all the news. What are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. This is Super Robot Ed, bringing more news reviews to them. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.